Whoa! No! No! No!
Jack Doherty, a figure who makes us all doubt human evolution. If Charles Darwin could see him, now maybe he would reconsider his theory, thinking that maybe there is one strange species that is missing in the human family tree, because this Jack is not just an ordinary figure. He is the epitome of walking chaos, and not just any chaos, but the kind of chaos that is seasoned with expensive touches like McLaren worth of mansions that are now victims of his foolishness. So, imagine an overcast afternoon, with dark clouds hanging low in the sky as if the universe already knows something bad is about to happen. The air is full of tension. The rain is starting to fall, adding to the slightly apocalyptic atmosphere. Under normal circumstances, we would probably avoid going out of the house, cooped up inside with a hot cup of tea and watching an educational documentary series. But not Jack Doherty. While normal people choose tranquility, Jack is out in a McLaren that is clearly too much for someone with survival instincts as bad as his own. Jack sits behind the wheel, looking very proud of himself. And let's be honest, no car company would entrust someone like Jack with a McLaren on a permanent basis. The universe is too precious to risk its existence by giving access to $1 million car to someone who lacks even basic logic. Beside Jack sat Michael, his poor loyal friend. Michael was a figure who might years ago have had a bright future. Maybe he was an exemplary student who graduated cum laude, or maybe he once dreamed of becoming the CEO of a big company. But that dream was shattered since he decided to be friends with Jack. Now Michael is just a man who looks like he is serving an endless sentence. His face is full of regret, like a man who has given up on fate, but is still too kind to break up with Jack, or maybe he is just too tired to think of a way out. And of course, since this is the digital age, cameras are ready to record everything. Jack will never miss a chance to capture any moment, no matter how stupid or dangerous the situation is. If there's one thing Jack has learned from his life, it's that content is more important than safety. So with the camera shaking like a scene from the movie Cloverfield, Jack starts recording his deadly adventure, even though we all already know how this will end in disaster. Jack with his face glued to the cell phone screen, as if reading a message from a prophet, not caring about the wet road in front of them, while Michael with his pale face and hands clutching the seat belt could only hope that today would not be his last day on Earth. Honestly, Michael must be wondering, how did I get here? But the answer, like most decisions involving Jack, may not have any logic. Michael was just part of Jack's life story, and unfortunately for him, the story was more akin to a tragic comedy that ended in inevitable stupidity. Outside the window, the road began to get wet with increasingly heavy rain, forming slippery puddles on the asphalt surface. But Jack didn't care. For him, the rain was just a dramatic background for his content. Instead of slowing down and considering safety, Jack increased speed. The McLaren car began to accelerate on the road. Jack probably imagined himself as a professional racer, when in reality, he was more like a child who had just been given a toy car, remote control, and immediately slammed the toy into the wall. Michael began to feel uncomfortable, but there was nothing he could do but hold on tightly to his seatbelt. Adrenaline flooded his body, not from excitement, but rather from the fear that was becoming more and more intense. The McLaren began to shake, as if the car itself knew that its fate was in the wrong hands. In his heart, Michael probably prayed that this would all end soon without anyone getting hurt. But of course, we all knew that prayer would be in vain. At an unreasonable speed on the slippery road, Jack showed no signs of slowing down. Instead, he drove the car deeper, thinking that increasing speed was the solution to everything. With the speed increasing, the car's tires began to lose grip. In the blink of an eye, the McLaren began to slide wildly in circles on the road, as if it had turned into a toy that had lost control. Jack, with a half-surprised and half-caring expression, tried to control the car, even though it was too late. Then the car spun once again before finally hitting the road divider hard, until a few blocks away.
No!
Oh, fuck.
After crashing into the road divider, instead of feeling embarrassed or responsible, Jack instead saw this as a golden opportunity for content. While a normal person would get out of the car to check the damage, or at least calm down his friend who was about to faint, the injured Michael, with blood flowing from the forehead after his head hit the dashboard, could only stare at Jack blankly. In his heart, Michael knew that this was probably the lowest point in his life, but as usual, He was too kind to say anything, so even though his head felt like it was going to explode, he still tried to fulfill Jack's ridiculous request, trying to pick up the second cell phone to record another point of view of this mess.
Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Oh, Michael.
Meanwhile, Jack continues to be passionate about his live stream. Instead of feeling embarrassed about having just destroyed a $1 million McLaren, Jack makes sure that his followers can still see everything clearly.
Are you okay? Yeah. Holy fuck. Oh my god, bro. My whole fucking car, bro. No fucking way. Oh my gosh. There's no fucking... Michael, here. Michael, do you have film on that phone too? No.
And as expected, the authorities finally arrived. Police and ambulances arrived accompanied by wailing sirens, adding to the dramatic atmosphere of this already chaotic scene. Officers who approached with flat faces full of boredom seemed to be ready to face another stupidity in this long day. But when they saw Jack Doherty, maybe this was the day they would write the most bizarre report in their entire career.
What do I do?
Jack, without the slightest embarrassment, began to tell a big lie. Bro, I don't know. I was just driving and suddenly my tires skidded. Of course, this lie was unlikely to convince anyone because everyone could see his live stream video, which showed he was more focused on his phone than the road. And so it goes. McLaren destroyed, Michael bleeding, Jack shirtless holding his cell phone. And it all ends with one simple conclusion. Jack Doherty, in all his unparalleled stupidity, proves yet again that stupidity is timeless. In every incident, in every mistake, and in his every attempt to entertain the world with astonishing stupidity, he remains undeniably an icon of modern stupidity. Like a horror movie that never ends, we can't wait to see what happens next in Jack Doherty's life, because one thing is for sure, he won't stop entertaining us with his inability to think ahead, and we won't be able to stop laughing, or rather lamenting this incredible stupidity. And did Jack learn anything from all this? Of course not. Thanks for watching. See you next video. Peace.